Go. What's up, everybody? This is Taryn Schliebe with TarynTheHype.com, and this is another TarynTheHype Podcast. I'm your host, Taryn Schliebe, and this is episode number 20.
20.
20. I think this...
20.
20, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not 2002.
I'm good at doing numbers backwards to the camera because I do it all the time.
Okay. It's number 20.
It's a skill I need to add to my resume next time when I update. I'm pretty sure. That's a good skill to have.
Would you write master of or proficient in or highly experienced?
Well, the fact that I instantly knew that this was going to be 20 probably means that I'm a master in it and could teach college level courses.
I can't even draw a happy face backwards. I mean,
how do you draw a happy face backwards?
Exactly. I have problems with it. I'm in the shower trying to draw pictures.
Upside down or a reverse tap? Because that's still just a happy face.
If you guys didn't know, this is the number one podcast where you guys get to choose your review if you are hyped or not hyped about all things in the form of entertainment, video games, music, whatever may be happening in the world. So, if you guys didn't know, I'm brought to you by my co-host, the virtual boy, Matthew Marquez.
Oh, virtual boy.
And do you want a different one?
No, it's fine.
It's like a mulligan.
Virtual Boy, but I was like, I never had one.
Well, I thought in a sense because Virtual Boy, because it was an interesting system.
Yeah, it was very interesting. My friend had it growing up, and so I played it a few times at his house, but I never had it. I never had a desire to own one. I'm just like, it's really cool. I don't want this.
I don't
kind of like this.
I've never
nickname,
had one either, actually. But I did play one though.
Did you?
It's funny. The only time I ever played a Virtual Boy is when we were camping out.
Interesting. How?
They brought it with us, and we were camping out in our backyard.
Got it. Okay.
I was.
They brought it with us. We were in our backyard. Oh, got it.
Let me give you a different one. The No Better director, Matthew Marquez.
Sure.
There we go. All right.
Thanks.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Episode number 20, man. It's a
good milestone.
I was going to say 25 was a milestone, but I like 20.
20 is a good one.
20 is good. This is literally...
Even numbers are always good.
This is literally the furthest consistent series of podcasts we've ever had for one of our shows.
Semi-consistent.
For TMT.
For quite a while, yeah. It was
like
TMT
26.
Is that it? It felt like we did a lot more than that.
No, we stopped. We didn't get to 30. I know we never got to 30. I think it was just over 25. So it's like 26, 27.
Fair
so
enough.
This is almost something, but when it comes to the Taryn the Hype, I mean, yeah, this is...
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Nice.
That we did.
Congrats.
We started Taryn the Hype like 3 times. Yeah. And out of those 3 times, this is the first one to get to 20. All right, so... Moving on, I'm going to start with the same topic we have every single time. The best topic in the world. What you been playing? What you been watching?
Let's see. Been playing some more of that Destiny because just can't scratch that itch enough. So good. So good. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for D2.
They have doctors for that now.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime I want to as soon as I finish this mission.
I can stop.
I am so close to finishing the stupid book that's in the game so that I can get a code so I can order a t-shirt that has my PSN ID on it.
Wait, what?
Okay, so with the recent update with the Age of Triumph stuff, there's a book you get, and there's all kinds of nodes that you fill in for doing stuff in the game.
Okay.
Like completing certain story missions, doing certain things with the characters, leveling up faction reps, and doing different things in the game. As you complete different nodes in there, it levels up an overall progress bar. And every level is giving you a reward for something in-game. Most of them, I think, levels 1 through 6 are emblems for your character, so I really don't care about any of those. But level 7... gives you a code so that on Bungie's website you can order a blue Destiny t-shirt that's like a limited. The only way you can order it is if you fill in this whole book up to level 7. You don't have to fill in every node. You just have to level it up to 7.
So they're going to have to use your Destiny ID to track and see if you actually did complete the process. And then also the information that you fill in the book and you send it into them.
So once you fill in all the book, there's a special item that pops in your inventory and it generates a code that you put into Bungie's website when you sign in with your network ID and stuff, and you get to order the shirt that's on their store for it's listed at a price of $777,777.77.
What? But the code makes it free, or
the code brings it down to $30 for the shirt, and I think either $30 gets your name on the shirt, or it's a couple bucks extra to put your name on the shirt, on the sleeve.
And it's a pretty BA shirt.
It's BA enough that I really want it.
Well, what's on it? Describe it to me. Is it just
I think
black
it's just
shirt?
It's a blue shirt that's a really clean blue. It's got like one of the Destiny emblems on it, where it's like all the Hunter, Warlock, Titan emblem things on it, like the crest. I'll show it to you after.
I had no idea about this.
Oh yeah, totally. That's why I've been
awesome
grinding away hardcore at this thing ever since.
You need to wear that at the launch of Destiny 2.
Dude, I will. Of course I will. Go
You're
pick it up.
That's the whole point I'm doing this.
That's why I'm killing myself for this stupid t-shirt. Because, I just need to add something else. Oh, and speaking of Destiny stuff, our loot crate is late last month, for the gaming one.
I was going to ask you about that. I'm like, what's taking so long?
I got an email that they're like, hey, one of our items is late from the distributor, so it's going to be late getting sent out to you guys. Geez. We really apologize.
Slackers.
Basically, that distributor is not going to work out. So anyways, Destiny. Playing this 3-year-old game. And then I've been playing Super Mario Maker on 3DS, which has been a lot of fun. My daughter's been making levels for me to play, and it's good times.
So easy, hard, too difficult? No, I mean, obviously your daughter's doing it, so I mean, it's not crazy.
The interface and everything is pretty easy to use. It's all drag and drop placement. You're doing everything on the touchscreen.
Smoking a cigarette over here.
Fantastic. The game plays really good. You can switch between different eras of Mario. So like Mario 1, Mario 3, Super Nintendo Mario, and the Wii U New Super Mario Brothers for the aesthetic. And depending on which one you choose, a couple of them have like extra abilities for Mario, for him to like be able to pick up Koopa shells or jump off the walls, that kind of stuff, depending on which era he's from.
Okay, so I have a kind of a question. Does it give you, because I see so many videos online of people making their own levels, and they're just super complicated, super complex.
Crazy complicated.
Does it give you anything like when you're going to put a shell like in the air, and at this point Mario should be falling or whatever, does it recognize this and tell you, like in the air, that Mario won't make it this jump or not? Or
no, so basically it like lets you test your level like instantly, like you're hitting a button to jump right in at wherever Mario's placed on your wherever you're looking, and you can test your jumps and that kind of stuff, and then when you come out of that playthrough and back into the building part of it, like Mario has a little like ghost outline for where he jumped and died, or like where he was moving and stuff, so you can kind of place stuff more easily. But it doesn't calculate. Yeah, it makes it more better. It's not like calculating where it needs to land or whatever like that. It's letting you put stuff wherever you want. Okay. And then you basically have to kind of get the timing down.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been really interested in that game ever since like I saw it announced for the Wii U. And it sounds like a lot of fun. I just don't want to buy a Wii U for it.
That was my problem too.
I don't even have a 3DS either. So I mean, if I ever have those, or there's an opportunity for me to get it, I'll probably pick the game up. But I just until it's going to be available for me. Yeah. I'm not going to go out of my way to make it available.
That was my thing, is I really wanted it because the game looked really fun, and our neighbors have it, so I've played it over at their house a whole bunch of times. Okay. But then when they announced it for 3DS, I was like, okay, I totally need to check this out because we have a 3DS. So it was just perfect. And my daughter really likes it. Awesome. And then I saw Wonder Woman at theaters last week.
How's that?
Opening day. It was really good.
I have not heard one bad thing about Wonder Woman.
Because there is honestly nothing bad to say about that movie. It is great.
So this is before Batman v Superman, right?
Yeah, it takes place like World War I era.
Way earlier, okay.
Way before.
So Batman's a baby.
He's a twinkle in his grandfather's eye still. It's pretty old.
All right. Obviously, Gal does a great job.
She does, yeah.
What about Chris Pine?
Chris Pine, he's solid, just like he is in anything else. Like, you could basically take him from any of his movies and put him in another movie, and he still acts basically the same, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. Okay. So he does a really good job.
Okay. I'm going to have to go watch this movie and try to find something bad to say about it.
Okay.
You're like, challenge accepted.
Good luck.
No, I mean, like I said, I haven't heard a bad thing about it, and I'm really excited to go see it. I think this is going to be probably one of the biggest movies of the year. Yeah. When it comes to like any comic book movie, and that's saying a lot with Spider-Man coming out too.
I think it's one that people were going into like, all right, we're excited for this. We want this to be good, but we know because DC does not have a good track record with keeping that
low expectations.
Yeah, like the fact that everyone went in really low made them go even higher than they would have been.
So that's why I'm really
interested. It's a really good, solid movie.
That's why I'm really interested, because after hearing all this feedback, my expectations are getting really high. Yeah. So I'm wondering how it's going to deliver for me. I mean, I know a portion of Diana's backstory, but I don't know all of it, as I'm sure you do.
It goes in pretty well. Okay. Like, there's stuff that I didn't necessarily know going into it, So I
Did you
don't know how
Wikipedia
common
afterwards,
accurate it
like-
is. Nah, it's DC. I don't care that much about it.
Nah, it's not consistent.
Nah, it's not Marvel. It's not like I'm getting super detailed. But that's not true. I like DC as well. But yeah, no, it was good. It did a good job of like telling her origins, but also having like a decent story to tell after and it doesn't spend a lot of time. Like maybe that's your criticism, like with Doctor Strange, where it just doesn't dwell on her growing up and whatever. But
we'll see.
It's cool.
I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be good. I'm pretty sure it's going to be nothing less than an 8 on my scale. But
yeah.
Awesome.
So what about you? Playing, watching?
So, I mean, it's been a long month. I know we've had a little bit of a break since our last podcast. I mean, we just kind of needed a refresher time frame for you. But what we did is we jumped into Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
We both saw it together.
It was
Guardians
good
of the Galaxy 2.
I've seen it twice.
I have too.
Because it was that good. And I laughed both times, even though I still knew what was coming up, and I still laughed just as hard the second time.
So
I really liked that movie.
I thought it was really good too. But
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
It kind of let me down.
Oh.
It wasn't everything I wanted it to be.
Okay.
Especially when it came to like the soundtrack, that let me down a lot.
Yeah, but I kind of expected that from a volume 2, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I get what was happening in this movie. I mean, this movie it seemed like it was more about giving the characters their backstories, where they came from, what they've gone through, and who they're kind of evolving now that they're together as a team, and how they're going to stay together as a team, their emotions. And it was more about that part of it, like the character development.
I like that the songs, though, specifically like a couple of them, like the Sailor song, had more of like an impact on the story. Like that's basically telling what's going on with the story at that point.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily pick up on that.
It's
at
like
the
a
time.
narration for what's happening. Yeah.
So I like that the story ties in more directly to the music that's playing, as opposed to just being fun music that's playing while the movie's going on.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it. But
I really was hoping that, I mean, the movie takes place in a short amount of time. Like I think in the movie's timeline, it's only like a couple days.
Yeah, it's like 2 days, basically.
Yeah, really short. So I was kind of hoping that Groot would maybe grow up a little bit more in this movie, but you see him in the post credits as a teenager.
Yeah.
Apparently, I am Groot. going through puberty brew and like the childish, like I don't care about my room being dirty type of Groot. Like this is really fun to watch.
It was good times.
Drax really stole the show for me.
Yeah, he totally, like anytime he was on
the
screen,
show either. Like,
he was so funny.
He didn't seem like a normal self though when it came to like his like what's it called, where he's very direct. You can't like use how in the first movie he couldn't use comparisons because he's all literal about everything.
Yeah.
He didn't really have that in this one.
He seemed like he was a lot looser in this one.
Yeah, he didn't really have to follow his literal direction, which
Yeah.
was how his people are, opposed to Rocket Raccoon.
Right.
Which I'm like, that's kind of different. I guess they're using him more for comedy since Quill's more focused on his father's seriousness.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That's
I think
true.
I get the balance of it, but I mean, it just kind of threw me off. I'm like, this is not what I was expecting from him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, just small things like that. But again, me nitpicking as I do.
Yeah.
Tearing the hype in.
Is that right?
But it was still good. Still an entertaining movie. I love the Pac-Man moment.
That
Because of
was
how
so
much
fun.
I just love Pac-Man.
Because you don't see it coming. You're like, oh yeah, they're going to make giant stone bodies for themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you respond in the same way, like when I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but there's an ability where Quill can actually create whatever he wants to, and he's like, I'm gonna make some weird shit. I'm like, dude, I would respond the exact same way,
True.
and I would probably make a giant Pac-Man.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, that's how I felt about it. It was very good.
Yeah.
Not amazing as the first one to me. Moving on, we're playing a few new games. I'm not going to talk about all of these per se. I'm actually going to have some reviews later on for you guys. But in other words, I'm going to say Yukalaylee. I got this for my daughter's birthday. She turned 5 recently. I'm going to definitely go with that one, yeah. I would pass on it. If you liked Banjo-Kazooie, I mean, this is pretty much for people who like Banjo-Kazooie at the age of Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
If you're grown up now and you don't like games like Banjo-Kazooie, you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you love Banjo-Kazooie, it's like that game, but it has all of the and more of the annoying tendencies as Banjo-Kazooie. So, I mean,
Okay.
it's fun. It has a good base to it, but the dialogue, the audio, the scripting, the fetch quests, I mean, how many different quests there are, and the lack of directions, the little amount it is for kids. I mean, I would maybe pass on it. It's actually on sale right now for $20. The best
Pick it
one.
up for $8.
Yep, $8 sale. Good sale. Farpoint also came out, which you can see the gun peripheral, which is actually a great peripheral, which I broke.
Oh.
So you can see my circle button.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I think it was from me not throwing it in the air, Best Buy. Don't worry about it. But
Hope you're not watching.
But it's a great peripheral. I really like it. What did you think about the gun controller?
The peripheral itself, like, for the most part, I like it. It works really well. There's a couple, like, minor gripes that I have about the buttons a little bit. I don't really like the R2 trigger. I feel like it is kind of squishy. I don't like that it pulls back as opposed to, like, pulling in
Arched,
like the regular triggers do. And I don't know. The placement of the L2 and L1 buttons are kind of weird to me a little bit, but
yeah,
that just takes some getting used to.
I think a little bit lower would have been perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I thought too. It's like if they were here and here or something.
Yeah.
So here and here, but
the only thing with me is like that really bothers me is when I'm holding it, like I want to bring it up to my shoulder, but I can't. Like
there's no.
I can't really do that. So like if there was an attachment that could like flap out,
you need like the buttstock.
Yeah, and so like I actually do it over the arm, but instead I'm having to like hold it, and it's fine.
It's more tiring.
It works,
now.
but it's more work for your arms.
True.
You put it against your shoulder so you can rest it against something.
I hadn't thought about that because with the sharpshooter on PS3, that's how I used to do it. I had the butt out all the time, so it was braced up against my shoulder, so I could hold it just like a regular gun.
And the other thing too is like
that.
if you're wanting to play a game where you're moving around, I mean you have the analog up here by the buttons. You have the analog down here, which is usually for movement. But I mean, if you're wanting to hold the game like a pistol, you can't do that because then you're limited to actually being able to reach the.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it makes it really like you have to hold like this. There's
it's
no
always
other way.
It's always got to be that way.
Yeah. So the nice thing is it's left-handed or right-handed. It's not heavy, but it's not too light.
It's a good solid build.
Durable besides the circle button.
My circle button didn't break and I flipped it, so you know.
Yeah, I mean you caught yours though.
That's true. I couldn't see what you were doing.
I mean it's a really well designed controller, especially the fact that the move's built into it instead of actually you have to add it in yourself.
Yeah,
which saves money, and I think it's a very good peripheral. I just hope that they actually use it.
Yeah, there's a number of games that are coming out or are out that are going to take advantage of it, so I'll have to look into a few of those.
Now, in regards to Farpoint, the game itself, I think it's a fun game.
I like it.
I wouldn't mark it higher than a 7, maybe.
I'd say high 7, low 8, maybe.
Okay.
I think it's fun for what it is. The storyline is pretty cool. The amount of gameplay you're getting out of it is reasonable, and being able to play co-op with a friend in separate missions than the main story, I think was really cool. And I expected it to be just playing through the campaign in co-op.
Right. The only thing I would say was like I think you're definitely right when it comes to the gameplay. The gameplay is very fun when you have that moments of like encountering enemies and they're overwhelming or you're trying to run around the map.
Yeah.
That's all very well done. But the lack of modes is when it comes to
fair enough.
Once the story is over with, there's really no reason to go back to the story.
Yeah.
Unless you want to like bump up the difficulty.
Just trophies.
Yeah. If you play online, it's literally you're just playing the 4 levels or 6 levels, maybe
4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 levels competitively with someone and increasing or lowering the difficulty.
And those were fun.
I think
but I could see them getting old kind of fast.
Right.
A couple of those maps we blew through no problem. A couple of them we got stuck.
Yeah, in one try, right?
Yeah.
I think like half of them was one try for us. But
yeah.
The only thing is that, I mean, you're introducing a new peripheral for a gun. You have a gun shooting game where you can play with someone in VR for the first time. You have this functionality.
It is pretty cool.
I think that you're kind of missing the opportunity to do like maybe some shooting gallery games or like some little small mini games of some sort or something where it's, you know, a duel of some sense, like where you're over there, I'm over here, and like you have just one thing to cover. You can't move, and you can some type of other games.
What time would that be at? What time would you think it is? Time to
I was like, do you need to know what time it is? It's 9:30. But I mean, besides that, it's a fun game. I don't know if Yuku needs to be in it, but
you know, shoot down that blue eyes white dragon. You just got to do it.
What was the magician? The
Dark Magician.
Dark Magician. Yeah. I want to go back. I need to play some more of that game.
Good luck. Play it on the iPad or.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's the app for it. But yeah, overall, a lot of fun game. Definitely check it out if you have the chance to.
For sure.
It was a lot of fun to play with someone else. And Persona 5, I'm gonna be doing a separate review for that for you guys. Very specific because there's a lot to talk about. Very lengthy game. I'm coming into my 50 hours into it. So.
Got out of the tutorial yet?
No, I'm still learning new things. So, I mean, it's not so much it's a tutorial as that it keeps opening up things for you. So it's
new
just
stuff
that
to do,
honestly, that's one of my favorite games, top 10 now. I mean, it's made that list. It's
overall top 10.
Overall.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I was really surprised by how fun that game is, and the thing is that I'll say that there's not a whole lot of replay value to it, besides making maybe different choices when it comes to conversation or dialogue.
Right.
And like maybe it's just the way the game progresses, the way it opens up things for you, the way it continues without like the pressure or stress, but giving you options to go wherever you want, whenever you want, but also holding you accountable for how you spend your time. Like just the pure balance of the day-to-day gameplay, from also going to the story, what it entails, the actual real-life situations that it tackles and scenarios, while making it also fun and comical. The way everything is displayed when it comes to a visual representation, it's just everything is like, wow, this is really fun. This is cool to watch. This is great to play. It's just very, very giving game. So
I'll have to look into it.
Very big surprise. I'll let you
the more I
what's
hear about it, the more it sounds really cool. But then the more I think about how much I really wanted to like Persona 4 on Vita, and I just had trouble getting into it. And I don't know if it's like just that completionist in me where it's like there's too many things that I need to worry about maxing out that I just get overwhelmed and I just shut it off.
Yeah.
So I think what I might end up doing is going back to that, trying that again. If I
and I'll let you know, I was right there as well. So I mean, I've been aware of the Persona series, I think, since Persona 2.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of the first one until the second one, but I mean, I've been hearing them come out and knowing of them and like kind of what they pertain to, and the stories are different.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't want to tackle it. It doesn't sound right yet. I'm just kind of weighing it, myself. And just once this one came out, listening to reviews, watching gameplay footage, just really asking myself, is this something I want to play, I want to tackle? And like the timing just seemed right. And also when it comes to the game itself, I just like saying, this is one I can start with. This is one where I can enter into the series without having to worry about, is this the right game for me?
Cool.
So I figure if I can get into this one,
yeah,
then I will like them all, or maybe be able to do the series. If I can't get in this one, I'll never come back to the series again. So it was a big win for me.
Cool.
And there will be a bigger review coming soon. All right. So that's been our opening.
Nice.
Only 20 minutes in the... No, I think we're 15, but... Anyway, guys. If you guys didn't know, this is the TarynTheHype Podcast. I mean, we have this podcast. A lot of fun. Makes a lot of jokes, a lot of laughs, a lot of reviews, a lot of things to talk about.
Yep.
But if you want to hear us more, talk to us more, there's tons of other places you can go. Like our website, TarynTheHype.com. Or if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/TarynTheHype. If you want to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, you name it, we're on there. Mm-hmm. Guess what? It's at TarynTheHype.com. Or just TarynTheHype.
Yeah.
I myself am on Twitter at Augie272, AUGIE272. Matt, you were on Twitter at what?
At KrillinFlip337. Krillin with a C.
Taryn with a T.
I can do numbers backwards. I can't do letters backwards, apparently.
Welcome to my life, bitch.
Damn. Okay, then.
So let's go and jump into the world of hype.
Hype.
I need to find I just need to record the audio for that. Just
hype.
All right,
Guys,
guys.
me 5 hours of me saying the word hype.
There's been a lot of things been happening this last month since we have our last show, but we're gonna actually not talk about that right now. We're gonna just talk about a quick public service announcement.
PSA, if you will.
Come on, join us, little chat corner. Let's get close.
Hey, listeners.
Let's get weird.
How's it going?
Ladies and gentlemen, I need the Hey song.
The Hey song?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I do not know what
it's
the Hey song is. It's
literally called the Hey song.
No way.
That's the name of the song.
Interesting. I would pull it up, but I don't want to get a copyright
or
strike.
the Bulls Phil Parsons project or whatever it's called.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Anyway, so PSA for you guys. A lot's going to be changing with Taryn the Hype. A few things we've heard your comments, we've heard your feedback. I've going around researching other marketing and podcasts and things, and there's a lot I want to go ahead and change with the show. I mean, the very first and most important thing is we are going to keep our Patreon page, but a lot of the award tiers are going to be changing. I want to make sure you're aware of that. Nothing to do with you guys. You're going to make sure we get you the best awards you get when it comes to who's supporting us at what level. No one's going to be losing anything, so make sure that's clear. But look for that change coming up soon. Good?
Yeah.
All right.
So far, so good.
The next big thing is that we're actually going to start having more videos for you. That's one of the other feedbacks we've heard is we want more videos. Not more segments. I don't want to have 15 segments because we tried that once, and it was just too much for me.
Didn't go
If you guys noticed from episode 15 to episode 19, we had it where it was one games cast and one movies cast. It was just too much work. trying to do them live, overwhelming myself. The video turned out really bad. It looked like shit. I hated it. I wanted to kill myself. But I mean, it's just the fact that I want to give you guys the best quality. I want to give you the best content, but I don't want to give you so much content where I'm a 1 or 2 man team and we just can't handle it.
Yeah.
So we'll expand down the road.
Keep it managed.
Yeah.
Manage the expectations so far.
Now, with that, I have no more segments. You're going to get the more videos. It's going to be just me on most of the videos. Matt is actually no longer going to be a consistent co-host of the show.
I'm going to be stepping back for just a little while. Just taking care of personal stuff. And it's just been a lot of stuff going on. And so I just need to kind of walk back from a few commitments and come back stronger. Now,
here's the fact that, I mean, if I'm ever playing a game online and I'm recording and he jumps in, who's to say that's not going to happen?
Or whoever plays together.
Or if we're still going to be hanging out, we might have some shows here and there where he'll want to jump on.
I'll be around. So
don't worry. You're never going to see this beautiful face again. You just might not see him on every episode.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to the videos, they are to be faster, longer, stronger, harder, better.
There we go.
But I mean, there's a lot of reasons why we're changing it. You may be seeing me doing these videos in a lot of different locations now. You might not have this amazing, background that you see here of a window being closed, or these amazing pictures that my daughter draws and colors in. I don't think
they can see those, but
I mean, if you can, you might have seen on other episodes.
They are classic.
I may be in my bedroom. I may be at a work desk. I may be here on the show, but I'm going to be doing different locations so I can have more content for you. So don't worry about that. And don't worry, there won't be any videos on the toilet. So.
Not at first. Just calling it. So how's it going? Just super happy to see you.
What's up, everybody?
That's the one.
Nailed it.
I knew there was a joke in there somewhere. There's got to be.
And from the episodes of Jordan with a Hype Divide, you're not going to be on the toilet. Not going. Are you done there yet? The hype of the show is. All right. So moving on. The last thing, the videos you can really look forward to keeping up with the show, Taryn the Hype, is the shows of our reviews. We'll have a lot more content to show you, which is much better. The impressions, the Let's Plays, the classics, and of course, everyone's favorite. Hi-yo!
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that was coming up.
But and also we might also still be having some special guests on the show, whether it be my beautiful wife Jordan or some other special guests who I'm trying to get from in the industry, or just friends of mine who are also very hyped about games, or even some of you Patreons out there who might be able to call in. So you might be seeing that in the future. But just to give you guys a heads up, that's what will be changing. So I hope you join us in the show while we make the show the best it can be for you guys to enjoy.
Gotta make it more better.
Gotta make it so much more better. More better is more awesome.
There you go.
All right, and with that, we'll move on to the hype of the show.
Let's do it. Hype, hype, hype of the world.
Hype, 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 hype.
The best thing about playing Farpoint. Okay, so we're set up here in Taryn's house, playing together like on opposite ends of the room. We can't see each other, obviously, because we have the VR headset on, but we can see each other in the game. And whenever you're in Farpoint and you're holding the controller, your character is holding the gun. So, like, depending on how you're moving it around, and you can, like, see the gun, like, floating around weird angles or whatever.
Yeah. And so we were trying to find ways to break it, where whatever happened, but just
not
whatever.
Break it like some people did, but, try graphically break the system. And the best thing that we ever came up with was doing the Tusken Raider chant whenever good things would happen. So that was pretty fun. So anyways, that was good times.
In case you're wondering why we did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of inside jokes that we did during Farpoint.
Daddy!
Oh my gosh.
You have to tell that story.
Story time. All right.
Okay.
Story time. We're coming, bring it back in, back to PSA level.
Let's paint you a picture.
So... as we're playing Farpoint, we are set up in my living room. I have my dining room separated from my living room space. We had the monitor on my table, which you see right here, facing this way, and we have my TV over there facing this way. So we're almost, me and Matt were playing a LAN party in a yin-yang fashion.
Sure.
Now,
fair enough.
I have my staircase over here, which goes upstairs, and my kids
that's what staircases do.
My kids are upstairs sleeping during our recording of our show or whenever we're playing in games. And we have our VR heads on.
Can't see for anything.
We're having some fun. We have the lights turned off because it helps it stay cooler in here while we have all the electricity going.
We're like an hour and a half into the game or so.
Yeah, so we started playing about 8:30, 9. playing a lot, getting our really groove going, and we finish the level. Each level we take off our headsets, like catch our breath, come back to gravity a little bit, fun times. And I'm talking to Matt about how spiders, I fucking hate spiders and how they scare me a little bit. And we're starting to fight some aliens or whatever it may be, and we're like, all right, you ready to get back into it? Like, yeah, let's jump into it. So we put our headsets on, and lo and behold, jump right into the level, and the very first spider I see,
a whole bunch of spiders.
I'm sitting down because I'm just trying to give my legs a break from standing up for an hour and a half, just in the same spot, focusing so hard on my good gameplay.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I'm sitting down, can't see shit in front of me because the headset's on. All of a sudden, I don't hear anything, but I go, "Daddy!" Like, just, what the fuck was that? Like, it scared the crap out of me.
Spiders are like jumping at you in VR.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what was that? Because I'm like, I know it's not a game. So I took the headset off real fast, and lo and behold, there's my daughter right there, who just turned 5 last week. So this was when she was still 4, standing right in front of me, like a shining kid, and just like, my iPad's dead. I'm like, okay, like, why? And it just threw me. It was like the smallest reason to come down and see us. She's never done it before, come down during a show or anything like that. She'd be more than happy to be on a show. She loves talking, but the perfect timing that she had, and the point that she had to, like, in the dark, sneak past you.
She walked past me. Yeah, that's what tripped me up. Was it's dark except for the TV and the monitor that are on, and she somehow walked right next to me.
Yeah, because I'm
standing and moving around.
I felt like she was like Frodo with his like magic cape on,
seriously,
of like Harry Potter land, being blinded, and no one saw her. She's like, "Daddy!" I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Such a good story.
So anyway,
funny.
Story time is over, but I just wanted to share with you guys. A lot of fun playing Farpoint. Check it out whenever you can. Anyway, on to our E3 predictions.
All right. E3 is next week.
It is next week. It starts
crazy.
on Sunday.
Sunday.
Domingo.
Yes, it is. It's true.
So, a lot of people at Mikhail's told me I should do those monster truck rally shows. Sunday. Monster truck extravaganza featuring Gravedigger and Bigfoot.
It's like the commercials of our childhood right there.
All
the time.
Look, every summer that would come around. But anyway, story time's over. We need to move on to E3.
E3 predictions.
So
Here we
it
go.
is upon us.
Yes.
It is that time.
How many predictions are we doing?
Now, before we get into that,
Trying to move us along.
There's a few things we have to go for all you guys out there who are not so hyped about E3 or don't know what it is and want to learn more because you have a fiance or some spouse who's like, I can't wait for E3. You're like, bless you. Like, so whatever it may be, E3 stands for the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It happens every year, usually in June or at the end of May, and it's where all the game companies, first-party, third-party developers, indie developers, come together to showcase everyone else who's in the industry, their games that they are making, updates they're changing, new releases, new announcements, new peripherals, whatever it may be, for pretty much the entire world of the game industry.
Yep.
Usually, this is an event that's been going on for 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is the 27th year, so I mean, it's reached that 25-year milestone, but it's between 27 and 30 years is what we're at right now.
Yeah.
But it's been going on for a while, pretty much since we were almost born.
Pretty much.
And this is where all the biggest announcements have come, like PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, Xbox One, Xbox 3, all
Basically,
those.
big consoles get announced, really big games get announced here.
Mm-hmm. And
this is where all the info drops.
This is where all the information drops pretty much for the next year.
It's like Christmas.
So,
except you don't get anything. They just tell you about stuff.
Yeah, so everyone is always trying to find out what they're going to announce. They're trying to find leaks. They know new things are coming, but so press is trying to get news stories. There's a lot that could go on. So what we do is we actually make our predictions for what we think is going to happen, like our end-of-year predictions we had. What's going to happen at this E3 show? At this show, third-party vendors get their own conference, which is usually about an hour to hour and a half long, which is like Bethesda, Ubisoft, and EA, I believe. And then there's also first-party studios, which is Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. They get their own conferences as well. They each usually are 2 conferences per day, and the show lasts for 5 days. Good?
Yeah, more or
Now,
less.
the interesting part about this E3, wow, something's really in my throat. I think it was that Domingo thing.
That's what it was.
All that extra saliva gathered to get that deep voice. But so this E3 is going to be one of the very first E3s where it's actually open to the public.
That's true.
You can actually have fans. They did 15,000 tickets for fans, and usually it's a closed event where it's just industry only or media.
Yeah, just press.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how crowded it is, what could go wrong, what could go right, if they're going to try to pull out more stops for this E3 and kind of go with the big bang because people will be there, try to feed off the reactions. It's going to be interesting to see just what happens in general because it's E3.
Mm-hmm. It's always interesting.
So that's how we're going to go into this. We have our prediction points. Yep. I think that going back and forth is fine.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
I'll let you start.
Okay.
Since this is the 20th episode and I am the host.
Okay, fair enough.
I really had no reason behind that. I was just rambling.
Because you usually have me go first on these things.
But what's going to happen is, I think that you have how many written down? You have 7?
I think I have 7. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Now,
6, 7.
When it comes to our predictions, we can say one thing, and however many bullet points you say can become fractions of those points.
Yeah.
By the end of the E3, which I'd say is, maybe
the end of next week?
I'd say maybe 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Because there's some things that people were actually still announcing at E3 that they just haven't had time to report. So that we can get all the reports from E3. Mm-hmm. We'll do 2 weeks from now, and we'll do who won the E3 challenge of our points. Okay?
Got it. My wrist just cracked really weird. That was gross.
Now, I have, I think, 12 written down.
Dang.
But I've tried to label them which ones I think are most likely to happen and which ones I want to say.
Some of them... some of mine are very much just like pie in the sky things that I want out of E3, not necessarily.
Right.
Most of mine are what I would like, not necessarily what I think are going to happen.
Right. So I have some that are kind of either safe bets from things that people
I have
might
a couple
be
very safe bets.
rumor or speculating, and some that are like maybe I'd love this to happen, but I don't think it will, but there's still a chance. So
cool.
Take the floor.
All right. I like to keep my points as clean as possible.
Gross.
I don't like to try to muddy the waters with all kinds of fractions of points and be all minuscule in my predictions to try to win something.
I'm a one-man opponent.
Shut up. Let me see. What am I going to do for my first one?
Did you like that?
I also, for some reason, there's a very specific theme in my predictions that I did not intend to actually carry through with a lot of my predictions.
Interesting. Oh, we got to do the same thing we did for our years. Ready? Number 1.
I meant to do that too. I was thinking about that all day.
Doing like around the house, cleaning the kitchen. Number 1. That's dishes. You're washing dishes.
Okay. Jeez.
I thought you said you're keeping these predictions clean.
Said I'm keeping my numbers clean.
All right. So are yours just anything, or is it like specific conference that we're looking?
Basically everything I'm saying is specific to Sony.
Okay.
I think I'll start here, which was my last
You didn't read mine, did
prediction. Yep, they all sucked because they're all wrong. All right, prediction number 1.
Did you really?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't read anything. The PlayStation Plus lineup will see a change. I think it was weird that it didn't change this month, but it makes sense because the first Tuesday came before E3. So what I believe they're going to announce at E3 is starting in July, the lineup is going to be changing to, we get 2 PlayStation 4 games. That's staying the same. Mm-hmm. We will get 1 to 2 PlayStation VR games. 1 to 2, 1 to 2. I wrote 2, but so 2 VR games or experiences. So basically like anything from the VR catalog that's come out. 2 things, because they want to try to push VR. And in case you didn't pick up on this, VR is going to be like the thing that kind of carries through all my predictions. Inadvertently. And then they are going to be dropping support for Vita for PlayStation Plus because there are like no new games coming out for it. So the pool of stuff that's coming out is just basically cross-play games anyways. And they're going to offer 2 free game rentals through PlayStation Now. Either they're going to be specific games that you can play on PlayStation Now or some sort of voucher so that you get 2 free games that you get to choose every month on PlayStation Now to circumvent losing PS3 games and Vita games. So you're still getting 6 things.
You're kind of combining my old prediction.
The lineup
with
is changing.
Plus change.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned that like 3 or 5 episodes ago.
Yeah. We've mentioned it a couple times. Like almost, it seems like the last E3.
I think that's a smart choice. I think it's a good bet. I don't know about the Plus thing though when it comes to VR games.
Yeah.
I just feel like them having to release 2 each month and their catalog is just not that big yet.
It's not that big, but that's why I included like the experiences, because like the Ghostbusters thing, The Martian, like all these movies that are coming out with stuff that people aren't really going to want to spend $8 to $10 on, but I would play it for free.
That's going to be interesting.
So
I hope that's right. I hope that comes true.
Yeah.
And I think a portion of that might be right with the whole Plus Now.
They could also kind of skirt it with, like, if there's the games that add VR support to their games, such as like
Battlefront and stuff like
Battlefront, Cat Lateral Damage, added VR
but
support.
See, most of those are already
or
free
like,
anyway, so...
what was the Volume? Added VR support. So, like, I think that they could retcon some of those to be PSVR... your free VR experience game for the
But what about the ones like Battlefront and Volume where you need the full game to play that content? Are they just going to give you the content access?
Yes. They will give you that game for free that month because it has VR content.
So it's going to be like double down.
So technically you're getting 4 PlayStation. You could get up to 4 PS4 games, but 2 of them are going to be VR ready, compatible.
Okay. Or you could get 2 PS4 games, but both have support for VR experiences.
No, so I'm not thinking. So you would get 2 regular PS4 games like you're getting now, but then you would also be getting, so like this month you're gonna get Yukalaylee and you're gonna get Persona 5 as your 2 PS4 games. That is not my prediction at all. For the PS4 side of it. For the PSVR side of it, you're gonna be getting Farpoint, which is a VR only game, and Resident Evil 7. Because it has PSVR built into it, or like Batman or whatever. Like you're still getting 4 games out of the deal, but 2 of them might still be playable without VR.
The store's market of games for VR that are $20 is outstanding.
There's a lot of stuff in there. Some of it seems really good too, and the price points are not that bad. Really.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's definitely an interesting prediction.
And it could also spur people to getting more VR development, and potentially more VR games. So,
where do I want to go?
Your turn.
Where do I want to go first with mine? Well, I might try as well do something VR related on my side.
Okay.
All right. You want to do my number 1 thing?
Number 1.
All right. I wasn't going to have this on my list.
Then don't.
Well, I want to match your VR thing.
No, you don't have to.
All right. This is going to be one of my safer ones.
Okay.
Bloodborne 2 will be announced, and Sony will have some type of exclusivity with Bloodborne 2 when it comes to add-ons or DLC or release date. And there will be a collector's edition announced for Bloodborne 2 at certain retailers with...
GameStop. Fucking GameStop.
With, in that collector's edition, an article of clothing.
Okay. The only thing I would say about that is I believe Sony owns Bloodborne, so it would have to be exclusive unless you're talking about not coming to PC.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure Sony owns Bloodborne.
Oh yeah, it is a Sony title.
They published it and they own it, I believe. Just
like
Demon's
Souls. I said I was exclusive when it comes to content, like the add-ons and stuff like that. Like PC won't get those, but PS4 will. Things like that.
Okay. I think that would be really dumb if they did that, but it would make sense if like it was on Xbox and they were like, "No, we're keeping all the good stuff." But...
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I like all the other parts of your prediction.
Yeah,
and I like the article of clothing. Yeah. Very curious to see what dirty article.
I think it could be one of those like hats.
The hats, yeah, that's what I thought.
Or like an armband, or some type of eye patch, or something. I don't know.
What about like a giant trench coat, big duster?
Sure. Or it could be like one of the styrofoam weapons, but as a keychain. I don't know. So that they can take it away at Comic-Con again. Who knows? But cool. All right, that's number 1 for me. Very safe bet. But go ahead.
All right. Where am I gonna go from here? I actually kind of have like 2 things that kind of permeate through all my stuff. All right, I'll keep this VR train rolling for now. We'll deviate on this next one a little bit. EA Sports will take the stage at Sony's press conference. Well, maybe not because they have their own thing going on. But I believe that EA will come out and be like, hey, we like this PSVR. Madden is going to be in first-person view on PSVR. You get to play as your character from their perspective.
That's one of my predictions for 2017. Damn it. I should have gone back and watched the show.
Is it really?
Yes.
Damn. That was literally the first thing that I thought of that would be really cool, because it's like, what do I want out of VR? Sports shit. I want to play a baseball game in first person. I want to play football. I'd play basketball, I guess.
Well, they have the NBA 2K experience for VR, but it's just like doing a 3-point shot and trick shots. Like it's not actually playing the game that way.
Because I think Madden would work really well full game. Basketball would be a little tough just with all the moving around and stuff.
It comes with a basketball peripheral where you have to bounce it with the VR headset on.
Good luck, everybody else. Got to put the wrist strap on a basketball.
But it's gonna come with like one of those bracelets. It's like those yo-yos that like come back to you no matter what.
Oh, that'd be
so
pretty
you're
sick.
like dribbling and shooting.
Kobe,
Broken fan.
Dude, I do that already. Thanks, Sports Bar.
All right, cool. Yeah, I would love to see that.
I think EA will get behind. I think Sony's gonna. In case you don't notice, Sony's gonna put a lot of effort behind PSVR this year. I think because it sold really well, and they've said that it's kind of done as well or better than they were anticipating it doing. I think it's going to be a major key factor in their shows. Okay. That is not my prediction, but all these other things are
interesting. I actually have now we have a special email from one of our fans who wrote their predictions to us.
Nice.
So we'll read those predictions a little bit later on after we're done with ours. All right, my number 2. I didn't do number 2. Son of a bitch.
Number 2.
Number 2. I think from Nintendo, there will. Which one should I go with first? I hope you don't. All right, I think that you're gonna say this one, so I'm gonna go with it, so that way you can't say it.
I only did Sony stuff.
Okay, so I will go with
good
this
on
one.
Nintendo.
I think that with Nintendo, they're gonna announce the new classic Super Nintendo system, which is gonna be the smaller portion size, just like they did with Nintendo.
SNES Mini, basically.
Yep, SNES Mini, which will be launching this year.
Yep.
I'm going to give you all my breakdowns, which will be launching this year.
All your minuscule points.
In November.
Okay.
For $80.
80? Interesting. Last one was 60, right?
But from Nintendo to Super Nintendo, bump up.
Because you got to bump up those graphics.
Yeah, 16-bit, man, from 8-bit. You got to go bigger,
Think of how much more emulation that requires.
$20. I think that you are going to have 30 games.
So same amount of games.
$20
more.
And the games are going to include... I am telling you, I have all these broken down. So you're going to have Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Zelda, A Link to the Past,
of course,
and either Chrono Trigger or F-Zero, or both.
I was going to say both of those probably. I'm with you on all of it. But that price point, man, like I could justify the price if they were like, instead of 30 games, we're giving you 50 SNES games.
And it will not have Wi-Fi access.
No, of course it won't.
There will be no connection to the store at all.
No, it will not connect to the store.
They will not have learned their lesson.
No, they will not. No expandable memory. You cannot add or take away games. But that's why I think they will be like, oh, well, we're not letting you do that. But I could see them being like, here's 50 games or here's 40 games. So it's more than you got last time. Like, we listened to you guys. You want more. That's not what we said,
I think
Nintendo.
the only part they're going to listen to is a longer cord for the controller.
Hopefully.
But, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to happen for sure. I think it's definitely going to be announced. I think, but, I mean, you can, I might get those dates wrong or the price wrong or amount of games wrong, but I think the rest of that's... What? Well, you think
I might get
too
4
much
out of my 5 points in this prediction wrong, but I'll get at least one of these things.
I gave
right.
you like a bunch to add on to that, so enough chances for me to be wrong. So
yeah.
Too safe? Should I go with a different one?
No, it's fine.
All right.
It's not. I have 2 far safer things on my list. I'm not going to go with them because I think I like all my other ones better.
Number 3.
All right, this one is not VR related, and this is a total. I really want this to happen. Because I'm jealous of what Xbox has. Sony will make themselves a pro or an elite version of their controller that has a better battery. Oh, I guess I did kind of like break this one down a little bit. That will have a better battery life. It'll be a little bit smoother ergonomically. Mm-hmm. So like being able to hold it for longer periods of time, that kind of stuff.
First party pro controller.
And the main point of it is the fact that it'll have the bumper buttons on the back side of the controller, so you can access your face buttons without removing your fingers from the joysticks.
They have that for the Microsoft.
Because I really want that controller.
What would you use it for? Destiny?
For whatever, but yeah, Destiny for
Mostly
sure.
first-person shooters.
Yeah. Sony
Programmable macros.
Sony partnered with I forget the peripheral maker. I want to say Pelican, but I don't think that's right. Maybe 2 different people
Turtle Beach.
make
no, not Turtle Beach.
pro controllers
Nyko.
that do those things, but they look ugly as hell. And I really don't like them. And I just want Sony to make a first-party one that looks as good as the way Microsoft designed their Elite controller.
Yeah,
I want that Elite controller so bad. I don't even have an Xbox, and I just want
that Elite controller is very.
It is super nice.
Is it weird to say sexy?
No, because it is. The thing is nice.
All right.
So I just really want Sony to make their own version of it, not farm it out to third-party controllers.
Okay. There are a few predictions I have on here that I'm like, it could happen at E3, but I think there's a better chance it might happen at PSX or something like that.
PSX, TGS.
Yeah. So.
Any of the other stuff.
All right, here we go. Number 3.
Number 3.
All right, this one's going to be... All right, so it's going to be... Quantic Dreams Detroit will be giving another live demonstration gameplay footage, walkthrough.
Yeah.
And will
different scene, or are we seeing the same
different
scene again?
scene?
Okay.
And will be released this fall.
Yay!
With Sony exclusivity and DLC or add-ons of some sort.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't see it ever going multi-platform. I don't think Quantic Dream wants to.
Why? I know that Microsoft was trying to talk to Quantic Dream about having them develop this one for it, because it's not. I mean, Quantic Dream has worked with Sony, but they're not an owned studio.
Right, they're a second-party studio.
Yeah,
where they just like Insomniac was.
They've had agreements, like contracts, to work with
Insomniac
Sony on previous games, but they've never been like bought out by Sony. So you're making this, So there's still a chance.
Still a chance. Really, I really like their stuff,
and
I really want that game.
And they sell, like, their games sell.
They do.
Well.
They sell really well.
So that's
I like that. That is a very good prediction.
Because no one's talking about it, and it hasn't been shown since last E3, so it's already gone quiet for a while.
I almost don't want them to show another scene though, like.
Why? Because the games are so short.
I mean,
they're
kind
usually
of.
like 10 hours or less. So.
Yeah, it's like watching a movie, but you don't want to watch too much of the movie.
But think about the first thing they showed. They showed only like a 5-minute clip.
Yeah.
And that took like 15, 20 minutes on the show floor. Well,
true, because they kind of like yeah, that's true. If they did something similar like that, where it's just a very small chunk, but
it'll be compressed.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like when Heavy Rain came out, and there was the demo that they put out on the store, which was like a pretty sizable chunk, and so I don't want it to like influence my play or like spoil.
Well, that's why I said the DLC part, because the
DLC part sounds pretty cool.
That was supposed to just be the demo.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, this is not going to be the demo. We're going to have a different tech demo for you.
Interesting.
And we added this on for Sony's exclusive DLC.
Nice.
So
cool. I like it.
So
I think it's a good one.
Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4. All right, sticking with. Now I'm going to combine my prediction pathways here with the VR and the controllers. New PSVR controller wands will be revealed. They will have analog sticks in addition to the current setup of buttons that are on your Move controllers. And they will be compatible with all games. They'll be backwards compatible with all VR and related games for like Move controller situations. But going forward, games will be developed exclusively for them. So specifically what I'm looking for is getting the analog sticks into the Move controllers and redesigning them a little bit so they're a little easier to manage when you're not able to see the controllers right away.
Wait, so say it again?
Okay. New PSVR controller wands revealed.
Like the Move controllers.
Replacing an updated version of the Move controllers.
Okay.
That have analog sticks on them.
Gyroscope, GPS.
Yep, all that good stuff. They're still going to have the balls because that's what tracks in VR. That's just the way it is for this generation. All the other buttons are still going to be there. You're going to have access to your X and your square and circle. You're going to have your shoulder buttons and all that good stuff.
With the new peripheral VR elliptical.
Yeah.
I can see like I'm running somewhere.
It's like I'm there.
It's like I'm walking in the Olympics.
So that would be my number 4.
The VR treadmill.
Perfect. Coming to PlayStation Plus in July.
With free bonus DLC Vertigo.
Nice. No extra charge.
Nice. That's interesting. I would like that too. That could
because
be
it just feels so weird playing with controllers that were developed for PS3 motion tracking stuff on PSVR. Like there's enough that it works.
Well, yeah, it works,
but it needs more.
It feels like the technology's outdated for
it. Yeah, it feels like it's handicapping itself. Like the fact that the aim controller has both of the analog sticks on it was very smart, and I think makes it so it's going to be very useful for a lot of games going forward.
Mm-hmm.
The Move controllers are very limiting in what they can do. You can't necessarily play any real games unless you're just doing like the Batman thing where you're teleporting around the room.
What if like this new controller that you're talking about just had a replacement face? So imagine like you're holding a Move controller, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Move wand.
Yeah.
And where all the buttons are in the front. Imagine if that was an entire dock that you could take out and replace with a different set of buttons.
That could be cool.
And it still has the same functionality. The buttons are actually programmed into the dock itself, so when you connect it, it syncs.
So it knows what.
Yeah.
So you could get like game specific.
Yeah, but the technology would still be there and updated.
That'd be pretty cool. I could see that.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I just want analog sticks on my moves so I can play real games.
All right. Hit me with number 4.
Number 4.
Give me 1 or 2. Say 1 or 2.
Number 2.
Damn it. All right. During Sony's conference, Borderlands 3 will be announced.
That'd be awesome. I don't care whose conference it gets announced at. That would just be awesome.
It will be shown with Randy Pitchford coming up to the screen and talking about the new characters, discussing the new classes. You're not gonna see a full demonstration of gameplay, but maybe like an intro.
Would you see like one of the characters being demonstrated?
So
on screen?
you'd see an opening,
yeah,
and so you in that opening you're gonna get like a montage afterwards with some gameplay footage. But it's not gonna be like a live demo or like a gameplay demo. But you're gonna see some gameplay in the montage, and they're gonna discuss the characters you'll be able to play as in their roles and classes.
Got it. All right, cool. I like it.
Cool.
Man, if you were sad about doing that one, what was your number 1?
Number 5.
All right, so here we are at the culmination of everything that I've been building towards in my E3 prediction cinematic universe.
VR 2.0?
The fact that we are getting new VR controllers and
Pro controllers and VR Plus games.
Yes, all this stuff is culminating in the announcement that Super Hot VR will be coming to PlayStation VR, which is a game that I really want to play. So Super Hot is a game on PC.
I'm like, what?
Right, let's take a step back here. Super Hot is a game that's on PC. The graphic style is very like clean, where everything is almost like White Room stuff.
Okay.
And it's like vector graphics almost, so everybody's basically like walking polygons. It's not super detailed. It's a much more artistic take on it, but it's just like clean and simple. The whole gameplay premise is that the world doesn't move. Nothing happens in the world unless you are physically moving.
I think I've seen this.
And so you have to escape from these situations and like take out guards and bad guys. But anytime you're moving, they are also attacking and coming at you. So if you stop moving, they stop moving, and you can plan what you're doing.
I've seen this. Isn't it already out for PC?
It is. It's been out for a while. And they recently put it on Oculus with the Rift controllers.
Yeah.
And so you're doing all that, but in VR now. And like after you finish the missions, what's really cool is then you get to see like play back in real time all of your stuff. So you look like Neo from the Matrix, fighting off all these people and doing all kinds of cool stuff. So that's why
that did look interesting to me.
I really want to play that game.
Really?
But I just really don't have a PC capable of running any VR.
Or an Oculus.
Yeah, or an Oculus.
Or $700 or $800 for an Oculus.
I have a PSVR, and I guess I could spend money on new Move controllers.
Okay, what am I going to do?
All right.
Number 5.
Is this our last one?
Last one.
Oh, shit.
I have 2 more, but...
Let's just do them.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't think ours are
They're not super great.
I don't think ours are going to overlap.
Probably not.
All right. I think that the Xbox Scorpio...
Oh, dude, that was mine.
Shut up.
No, I'm just kidding.
The Xbox Scorpio is going to be announced.
Yeah.
And they're going to demonstrate their augmented reality.
Interesting.
On stage, while it's going to either have some hiccups, or it's going to seem like the entire situation was scripted to where it can't go wrong.
They're going to play it super safe then.
Super safe demonstration of the augmented reality for the new Xbox Scorpio.
Okay.
And with addition to it, the augmented reality, they're going to show you that, surprise, surprise, there's also a new controller for Xbox Scorpio, which will balance out with the gameplay as well as the augmented reality situations.
Interesting. There's a lot to unpack in that prediction. Okay. I can see it, though.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm trying to give everyone fair, time, like Sony,
I
Microsoft.
didn't. I just want to talk about Sony stuff.
I mean,
I'm very biased in my
enough.
prediction. Everything else, I'm like, I could come up with stuff, but I'm just like, eh.
See, I didn't overlap yours at all, did I?
No.
All right,
I told you, everything I had was all Sony related.
2 more. Hit me with them. Number 6.
Number bonus number 1.
Number after 5.
This is going to be a really lame one. I feel like both the other ones, my bonus ones, are kind of lame. That's why I didn't do them. But I think that Sony is, because Scorpio is going to get announced and Microsoft announces before Sony, either way, regardless of what the price of Scorpio is going to be, Sony is going to announce a $50 price reduction for base model and Pro of PS4.
I have that one.
But PSVR will not receive a price cut. It will just be the systems.
So you said for base model and for Pro, right?
Base and Pro.
And the base model is the 1 terabyte.
I didn't say what size hard drive it would be, but since they currently are selling a $250 1 terabyte gold slim PS4, yeah, I'm assuming it's probably going to be 1 terabyte going forward.
I think that's iffy. I think that you're very right on the PlayStation 4 itself, the base model.
Yeah.
The Pro, I think that is going to get a price drop, but not announced until PSX.
See, I think that to combat anything goodwill related from Scorpio, they have to say, we have this machine that's already doing 90% of what Scorpio is going to do. It doesn't have
Just
as
another
much
kick in the teeth, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have as much like horsepower down there under the hood, but it's going to be $50 less than it is right now, which is still going to be less than what they're going to launch at.
So what price point are you saying? Because you're saying $50 less. Are you saying $250 or are you saying $200? Because there's a lot of
$250 will be the base model PS4 price.
It's been on sale for like the last month and a half at $250, but they've never said that's the official price.
It's always been a
listed
sale price.
as a sale, yeah.
Right. I think it's going to get an official price drop to $250 and $350 for the 2 SKUs.
I know this is not your prediction. I'm asking, do you think the bundle is going to be announced with that $250 price drop?
What bundle?
They usually always have a bundle. Hey, we've dropped the price, and there's also a new
like
bundle
$250 in a
out.
game or something.
Yeah, and
no, I don't think so. I think the $50 credit is, or the $50 price drop is enough to kind of keep pushing consoles.
Okay.
Sorry, I stole one of yours.
No, you're good. I mean, mine was a little different, but I mean, still.
Okay.
All right, hit me with number 6.
All right. The other one that's super lame, God of War, is going to be coming out this year in November.
Oh, that's number 7.
It's going to be there.
I was saying say number 6 for me. So
I was like, all right, this is weird that I'm going twice. Sorry.
Number 7.
Number 7. God of War is going to get announced. It's coming out this November as the big Sony holiday title.
Nice.
Another very safe type of a bet.
Either get the new Super Nintendo Classic or get God of War.
Right? Because they're going to be... No, get God of War because it's going to be cheaper, apparently.
Isn't it already announced for to be released in this?
No date, I don't think.
No date set. You think they're just going to give it an official date?
I think it'll get an official date this year. Since it's like a gigantic-ass painting that they just finished a mural of at E3 in LA.
Oh.
There's a
I didn't know
huge
that.
God of War thing that they painted.
Good eyesight.
Because they've been tweeting updates about it every couple days or whatever.
Okay.
So I think that will be the big holiday game this year.
So then I'm doing 6 and 7. Then,
yeah,
right?
go ahead and just hit me with them.
Number 6. Bonus. Bonus. Disgusting.
All right, I am going to say there are going to be 2 Mario games shown on the Nintendo conference.
Woohoo!
One is going to be the one with his hat, which is lame and
Mario
stupid.
Odyssey?
Yep,
For the
Mario
Switch?
Odyssey. They're going to have a new...
Yeah, that'll definitely be there.
New demonstration of that. They're also going to have another Mario game displayed. So that worried me.
Freaked me out too. I was drinking and then dropped my bottle so I could see what you did.
Damn it, can I combine this with another one?
I don't care.
All right, so
bonus points anyway.
I was
So
gonna
they don't
say,
count.
so they're gonna have
Hang on, time out. These predictions don't count towards our points, correct?
Sure.
Okay.
They don't have to.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, we'll just say the rest of our predictions then. So, I think that there was going to be 2 Mario games shown.
Okay.
It's going to be the Mario Odyssey and something else.
Okay.
And there was also going to be, for the Switch, announced later this year for fall, a new Smash Brothers for Switch.
That is a very, very good bet. That's Smash Brothers. I don't know. I don't think that they'll announce it at E3. I think they'll drop that like a month or so after E3. I think that would be like a summertime release of there's no games or media coming out about Switch crap. All right, cool. Here you go. Smash Brothers is coming out in a couple months.
Adding on to that,
Okay.
for some of the characters are going to be like, ooh, surprise, look who's here at the end.
Yeah.
How they do that. Characters from that boxing game for Switch.
Arms. Oh yeah, that's a shoe-in.
And then also some weird fucking dumbass character, maybe one of the controllers. The Jello, like Professor Frank. Raven. Some
Okay.
character from 1-2 Switch,
Okay. Yeah.
maybe, or
No, I think
Bomberman.
they would have a level based on 1-2 Switch. That's what it would be.
Yeah, something from 1-2 Switch, and then also the ARMS people from.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have some Switch related content in there.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. What other ones do you? Oh, let me do my number 7.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Number 7 is
Seven.
that there is going to be either a gameplay demonstration of either State of Decay,
Okay.
Gone Home, or Metal Gear Survive, and one of those, whatever one's shown, is going to have a montage, and with a release date of this year. Now, if it is Metal Gear Survive, it
I feel
also
like they have to get off that, yeah.
if it is Metal Gear Survive, they're going to have the crazy montage after a demonstration of gameplay, a new section of demonstration gameplay, and in that montage is going to be something with Snake showing up for some reason.
Interesting. That would be a huge deal if Snake showed up.
Yeah.
'Cause I think fans are going to flip the hell out of that.
Yeah, there'll be a lot to talk about if that happens.
Yeah.
So that's why I put that in
Interesting. All right, cool. I like it.
there. All right. Anything else for you?
No, that was all my predictions. So if you have any more, hit me up.
I was going to say there'll be at least 2 more VR games announced during the Sony's conference as support. There will be the new Assassin's Creed game, Origins.
Yes.
It's going to not be a continuation of the story, but be a prequel before Altair.
Okay.
It is also going to have them demonstrating a new mechanic with the leap of faith.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He sprouts wings and flies.
And then
Too close to the sun.
and then my last one was the fact that Bethesda, during their conference, is going to show Starfield, the live tech demo or gameplay demo.
What is Starfield?
It's like Skyrim, but in outer space.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's what I had.
Nice.
Cool.
I like that you well rounded out your stuff, and I very much focused on
I tried.
VR and controllers.
From previous years, I'm like, Sony. I'm like, nah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I mean, that's the show. I mean, we have a few things from our reader mails. I'm going to read you my good friend Irvin's predictions. He wrote into the show. He's like, hey, I got my predictions. Here's his 7 predictions.
What up, Irvin?
Scorpio is going to have VR support, and it's going to be on the Scorpio.
Wrong.
And he's saying whether it's VR support for Oculus, or
Yeah.
another device, or it's going to be VR support for the augmented reality.
Okay.
He says the PS4 is going to actually be included when it comes to Microsoft's EA Access.
What? Oh, that PS4 is going to get EA access now?
Yeah.
That would be kind of nice. The only reason I see that never happening is because Sony wants to push PlayStation Now stuff.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that's the only reason EA is not there currently.
He says at some point they're going to hint at a new Uncharted game that is not
not the
Chloe
one that's
story,
okay,
a
got
new
it.
Uncharted game.
Interesting.
Like
With Nathan, though?
Whether it's a teaser or an actual trailer or something, he says they're going to hint at it.
Interesting.
They're also going to have more gameplay and live gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Probably.
They are going to announce the new Tomb Raider.
Okay. Did he say where Red Dead was going to be shown?
Mm-mm.
Which stage?
No.
Interesting. I would anticipate Sony just based on history, but you never know.
The new Tomb Raider game is going to be announced.
Okay.
The new Metal Gear Solid game is going to be announced, which is he didn't
Survive?
Yeah,
Okay.
he said more like content about it.
Oh, okay, got it.
And for the Switch, they're going to announce Mario Party for the Switch
That'd be pretty cool. Pretty dope.
because
Needs
you
Mario
can
Party.
compatibility with other consoles, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
makes sense.
You could like play,
and it's a portable party game is basically what it's trying to be.
With the mini games, you could play a mini game just on your screen while playing with other people, where you can control something they can't see your screen. So
how would they play if they can't see what's...
No. So like imagine if like you had 2 devices or 4 devices. There'd be a game where you could play a mini game without them seeing what you're doing. So it's like kind of playing with them, but they can't. Yeah.
You need multiple switches. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
Those were his predictions.
Like it.
Awesome, guys.
Good job.
Well, that's the show. Thank you for joining in to the Taryn the Hype podcast, episode number 20. It's been a blast. E3 predictions. We'll see if we're right. We'll see if we're wrong. We know I'm going to be right, so don't worry about it. But hey, guys, again, if you want to follow us, this is going to be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, you name it. If you want to follow us, go to TarynTheHype.com. Go to Twitter. Look for Taryn the Hype. If you want to follow me specifically, go to Augie272 on Twitter. Matt, you're on Twitter also as...
@KrillinFlip337.
Guys, that's the show. We appreciate it. Look forward for more content coming soon, and you guys have a great night. Great day.
See you
great
later.
week. Great whenever.
Just have a great life.
Deuces.
Enjoy. You do you.